This video is going to be about swapping the battery in my 2020 Honda Odyssey Touring. Sometime in the late 2017 to 2020, vehicles started coming out with this. If you see this icon or this little button, every car that has this feature will have the same exact looking icon. And basically pressing that button will disable the auto start stop feature. So this car, along with many cars that were manufactured from 2017 up to today, has a feature called auto start and stop. It was an idea around reducing emissions by not allowing a car to be continuing to idle while sitting at a stoplight or sitting somewhere. So it basically will shut the engine down, continue to run the air conditioning, any other sort of accessory functions, and then when you're ready to go, the engine starts back up. All that sounds great in the sense that you're going to save gas and then it's better on the environment. However, because you're stopping and starting the car, there's a piece of that that's extremely complicated. And that is the fact that you're in drive and then the car is shutting off while in drive. And then when it's shutting back on, you're still in drive. And to get all of the things to line up where the gears and the cylinders and all of the ignition and all of that, to make all of that happen is extremely complicated. Now, on top of that, the starter is having to run all the time, every time this happens. And what I've noticed is after buying this car, within the first year, the battery was already dead. I got it replaced under warranty, and I was using it all the time. I was like, this is a great feature. And then within a year, the battery was dead. Comes to find out that every time you start and stop the car, it's basically draining the battery. And unless you're going to drive the car for an extended period of time where the alternator can charge the battery again, the battery will slowly reduce in capacity, and then will not have enough capacity to start the car, which has stranded me on several occasions, which is why I have purchased one of these, a battery restart device, which I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. But essentially, it is a lithium battery that has several amps. I forget how many amps. It's like 2,200 amps, which is plenty to start a car. You plug in this connector here, you plug this to your battery, and then boom, you're up and running. So this device has been a lifesaver at least a dozen times, I'll tell you, because when the battery doesn't have enough charge left to restart the car after this stupid auto start, then I have to get out, and what if I'm in the middle of an intersection? I'm basically holding up traffic, right? Usually, thankfully, it doesn't die because I started to just disable, the feature. So now it just dies when I'm, at a restaurant or wherever I was going. So I got the battery replaced under warranty. Now the car is out of warranty. It's now been 4 more years. I was able to extend the life of the battery. And the way to do that is to disable the auto start stop. But it is illegal to permanently disable it. So apparently because I'm guessing that the government regulation has something to do with the whole thing about the emissions and everything. They have regulated this particular feature and prevented the auto manufacturers from giving you the ability to permanently disable the auto start stop. So every time you turn the car off, it restarts, and then when you turn the car on, you have to press the button again to disable it, and you have a permanent orange icon on your speedometer, your dashboard, that you have to know that it's been disabled for that drive. It's very annoying. I think it's one of the worst features, and I do not fault Honda for this problem. This is actually something that is across all vehicles. Even if you don't have this start-stop feature, having this battery backup just available will come in handy, guaranteed, someday. So for this video particularly, if you have not replaced your battery, I'm going to show you how to do it in your Honda Odyssey. All right, first things first, I'm going to get my Venom Steel gloves. I like these gloves a lot. I've been using them for quite a while. Mainly because they're thicker than normal gloves and they're a different material than just the standard latex. Okay, so I gotta figure out how this comes up. I think it might just pop. Just like I thought. Now we gotta take this piece off. It looks like there's 2 little pop screws. Huh, I don't know if those are threaded or not. I guess they are. So you got to take this piece out, These, I've never seen clips like this. It's kind of interesting. This comes off here. This, is there anything I need to loosen? No, this just, wow, this just goes in. Huh. Okay. And now we have the battery. Let's see. This is stuck on there. Okay, so we got, looks like a 10 millimeter. All right, these should just be little hooks. Yeah, you can see this hook right here. It goes down and right in there, it hooks through there. So. There is a cover on this battery. That is, I've not seen that before. Look at this. Come on. It's getting hung up on all this metal right here. All right, so that's the cover. It's a Honda battery. This is going to be expensive. Golly, that's heavy. God, that is heavy. That's got to be like 60 pounds. 650 cold cranking amps. It's not very much. It's hard to believe that that battery is for everything. Just make sure there's not a second battery. Yeah, remember Granddad's Chrysler had 2 batteries.
I guess you left the door open, by the way, so now we can't close it.
You're right. I only see 1 battery though, but it's over there. Wow, this thing has a battery cooler fan. Look at that. That's the starter right there. Like, because they enclose this in a box, it may get hot, and then they put a cooling fan, an active cooling fan, just in case it gets too hot. I don't know why they would do that. That's so dumb. Okay. So now I'm not going to get another Honda battery. I'm going to go to Walmart because I've made several other videos where I bought a Walmart car battery for cheap. It's like $40 some and it lasted me 5 years. So they have 1-year warranty. Everyone I bought from Walmart has been great and they're cheap. So now I know the price has gone up with inflation now, but I'm willing to bet that a battery from Honda is $250 or more maybe, but I'm guessing around $250. So we're going to do Walmart and see what we end up with. So the original has 110 reserve capacity, 70 amp hour, 650 cold cranking. The new one, 760, 120, so it's actually a full 110 more reserve capacity, 70 for $189. All right, now that my hand hurts from carrying this dumb battery, so we went with the Walmart brand EverStart. Again, every battery I've bought from all my Lexuses have been these Walmart batteries, and they've been great. My 2010, I was like, the thing was over 4 years old, and it was still great. By the time I got rid of the car, the battery was still good. In the 2016, the battery lasted less than 1 year. We got it replaced for free under warranty. Of course, it only had a 1-year warranty, but now the new one we bought has been fine. Now in the Honda, because this thing has that auto start stop, which again, I'm not a fan of, it requires this, what do they call it? Reserve capacity. So if you've got all the space up here where you start the engine and stop, and you've got, like the day-to-day sort of, you start, it drains a little, and then the alternator charges the battery back up. Over time, if you take a bunch of trips that are like less than 15 minutes, then the alternator cannot charge it back up. So over time, these little less than 15-minute drives will start to whittle down the battery capacity. And then you've got this reserve capacity where you're going to be able to tell you're at reserve capacity, which is how I was able to tell that that the battery needed to be replaced, because when you start the car or when you start the van, it sort of struggles a little bit. Like it's like when you're in this reserve capacity, it's like the whole process of starting is just a little bit slower, where the initial crank is a little slower than like a bunch of rapid succession cranks. And I don't know how to explain it better than that, but you can just tell that something is not sounding the same as when it was. And that's when you're in the reserve capacity, where you basically are able to start up the car and then still be able to go, but you're not charging anymore. You're not able to charge to get the rest of the capacity. So once I was at this reserve capacity for a while, then that's when I know the battery needs to be replaced. If you're in the reserve capacity and then you start and you do a less than 15-minute drive, you may not be able to start it up again, which is what happened to me just on the most recent trip, where we drove it, we stopped it, and then it wouldn't start again. And pretty much when that happens, it's new battery time anyway. But like one time, we were driving a bunch of short trips and we wore down the battery. I think I was sitting in a parking lot and I was like running a refrigerator in the back. I was running the radio, like a fan because it was warm. I wasn't running the engine, but I was just running all the accessories. And by the time I went to start the van, dead. Anyway, don't know if that's helpful, but let's get this battery installed. It should be just as easy to get it in as it did to get it out. Now, I don't like all this debris in here. I wonder if I can get this out of here. Okay, so I would really like to clean this box out. I think I'm gonna just vacuum it out. I'll be right back. All right, rather than taking it out, and I'm just gonna vacuum it up. Okay, I recommend that you clean the battery box out because of the fact that there's an active fan in there. You don't want debris just getting sucked up into the fan, which is just gonna clog it up and cause it to fail prematurely. So you're better off just going ahead and cleaning the box and just, you know, setting yourself up for a good time later on. That's right. Oh, one other thing. This battery was $189. I am going to look up how much the Honda battery is, but 3-year warranty on this battery. You know, I talked about how the last battery on my 2010 was only like $47. The reason why this is so much more is because it's that AGM battery, which has that deep reserve cycle for, you know, the start-stop thing. If it wasn't for that, because it requires that start-stop function, which is an AGM battery, this would have been a lot cheaper. It probably would have been closer to $100, I'm guessing, but unfortunately, this is what it is, and I still think that it's cheaper than Honda. All right, let's see if I can get this back in here. Oh, we gotta get this dumb cover on now. All right, gotta get that hook in there. Got that one. Now, a couple of important things here. You have an arrow, meaning that it only goes this way. You have an arrow right here, meaning it goes pointing this way. When you put this back in here, just align the hook just like that, and then tighten it down. You don't have to over tighten or anything, just enough where it's not going anywhere. You don't want to crack the plastic or anything. Put that back on. Let's see. Put my finger in there. I keep putting my finger in there. Let go. Let's just count the pops here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we're looking for 8 pops. Make sure we got this on right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8. 3, 4 was 3, I guess. Where is the thing? Oh no, something's not right. All right, go ahead and try to unlatch it just to see. Something's not right. Because you can see this plastic is not here. Oh, the latchy thing is underneath this plastic. Yeah, the latch is like literally right there. All right, so I'm gonna pull this plastic up again. We got a little lesson here, what not to do. So I put this plastic thing down, I popped it 8 times, and look right here. I failed to put it over the release latch. Basically, once I closed the hood, it wouldn't close, and then you saw the trouble I had. So I'm gonna pop this up a little again, and this time, start over, just start over. So this goes first. Important to have this on the outside. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to open the thing. 6, 7, maybe 8. That could have been 2. Yeah, so you can see you kind of need access to that or you will not be able to get it open. Now it'll close. All right, let's start it up. Oh, another little tip. Before you disconnect the battery, you should close all electronic doors. But now that we have a battery, let's see if it'll close. Uh-oh. We have no electricity. Oh man. Okay, something didn't go right. I'm just gonna get these installation instructions here. I hope our battery is not bad. Our brand new battery. Watch there be some type of an activation on these AGM batteries. Boring. Okay, let's see what the fine print says, if anything. Secure the battery, remove the plug, install cables. So no, we're good. Just for whatever reason, we're not getting any electricity, which is not a good sign. That means that this battery is dead. Maybe, maybe not. Let's just see. Actually, here's my theory. Couldn't open and close that door because the new battery hasn't initialized the computer. That button goes to the computer. So because the computer got reset when I unplugged the whole battery, I have to start this up and let it sort of resynchronize. Yeah. Oh, I need a key. Here we go. Okay. Now that we are synchronized, I can close the door. Nope. All right. Maybe I need to power that off, power this on. So the other door works. That door doesn't work. That's because the computer doesn't know that it's open, so we're gonna have to manually close it. To manually close the door, you got to turn off the automatic, and now you can close it. Okay. Now I'm gonna do what it asks and hold this down for 2 seconds. Push and hold the power button. Oh, maybe they're talking about this power button. 1, 2. Oh. Okay. Yeah, they weren't very clear, were they? But technically, this is the engine start-stop button. This would be the audio power button. I don't know. All right, we're just gonna start it up one more time. Oh yeah, and it starts even faster and better. Like it's like breathing new life into the engine. Oh, good idea. All right, power back on and open. And we have resynced the door. Now I will be able to close it. We'll make sure the rear hatch works. Great. All right. Hopefully this video was helpful. Show you a few things, a few mistakes that I made just because I've never done this before, but as you can see, it's a pretty simple thing. I would rate this a 1 out of 5 in terms of difficulty. Everything just pops off. There's really no danger. Other than lifting a heavy battery, the battery weighs probably, I would say, between 50 and 60 pounds. And it's got these little puny plastic, handles, which hurts my hand. Anyway, hope this was helpful, and I'll catch you next time.